Liu Kang wins. Fight!
Fill this.
There's been a lot, but first I just want to bring you details of a very public spat that's just turned nasty. Donald Trump once described Elon Musk as his first buddy. So why has the billionaire made unsubstantiated claims that the US president appears in files relating to paedophile Jeffrey Epstein? There's been a lot going on in the past hour, and we've approached the White House for comment. Let's just try to start from the beginning. This is what Donald Trump said in the Oval Office this afternoon. Have a listen.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
That was Donald Trump this afternoon.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
And he can't let this go by. Can't let this go by. Can't let this go by. It is really kicking off between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, as I told you earlier. Musk tweeting, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election and the Democrats would control the House of Republicans. It would be 51-49 in the Senate." Such ingratitude. Also, Donald Trump has posted that Elon Musk is a great disappointment to him, and so on and so forth. Now, in response to that, listen to this. Elon Musk has just tweeted, "Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump," in other words, that's his Twitter handle, "Donald Trump is in the Epstein files." That is him, and so on and so forth. Now, in response to that, listen to this. Elon Musk has just tweeted, "Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump," in other words, that's his Twitter handle, "Donald Trump is in the Epstein files." That.
Elon Musk is stepping up his attacks, calling on his supporters to help kill the bill, projected to add more than $2 trillion to the national debt. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott at the White House. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, George, good morning to you. And Elon Musk is not backing down. He's now launched a pressure campaign against this bill as the president is pushing senators to get behind it. This morning, a growing rift between the president and Elon Musk, the architect behind the massive shakeups that marked Trump's first 100 days. The billionaire, who spent more than $270 million of his own money to help get the president and other Republicans elected, called Trump's signature budget bill a disgusting abomination. Musk now ramping up the pressure, writing, "Call your senator, call your congressman. Bankrupting America is not okay. Kill the bill." Musk warning about the level of spending in the bill, which the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimates will add $2.4 trillion to the national debt. Sources tell us he also expressed frustration that the bill cuts the electric vehicle tax credit, which benefits owners of electric vehicles, including Tesla, and that he personally pushed senior lawmakers, including Speaker Mike Johnson, to keep it in. Johnson telling reporters the president was not pleased by those comments from Musk.
He's, as you know, he's not delighted that Elon did a 180 on that. But look, I don't know what happened in 24 hours. Everybody can draw their own conclusions about that.
Other Republicans pushing back.
He's one man. He's not my constituent. He's not even a donor that I know of. So, he's one guy.
Give us some productive feedback that we can operate on. I can't operate on platitudes, or I can't respond.
The president meeting with key senators at the White House, urging them to pass the package, which extends the 2017 Trump-era tax cuts, sets aside nearly $50 billion to resume construction on the border wall, and pushes work requirements for Medicaid. By some estimates, the changes to Medicaid would force 11 million Americans to lose their health insurance over 10 years. Jesus Acosta is his mom's full-time caretaker after she was hit by a car. He worries she would be one of those millions of Americans.
She relies on Medicaid for her medication, for her doctor visits, pain management. And if Medicaid gets cut, then that would be an expense that's coming out of my pocket. And I would have to be forced to work more hours and spend less time providing care for my mom.
To follow another breaking news story, the war of words still ramping up between President Trump and Elon Musk, the two of them going back and forth. President Trump making some statements earlier today from the Oval Office, stating that Elon Musk is upset and he isn't sure exactly where the relationship stands, stating that Elon Musk was, quote, wearing thin in his social media post. Well, now, not surprisingly, Elon Musk now taking to X to share even more thoughts. And I wanted to share the very latest as this continues to be a back and forth right here. The very latest comment from Elon Musk is time to drop the really big bomb. President Trump at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
To the eminent journalist and broadcaster Michael Wolff. He's followed the White House closely, including writing the book All for Nothing, How Trump Recaptured America. What does he think about this seemingly cozy relationship going so sour?
I think important background to this is that all relationships with Donald Trump break up, end in tears. I mean, they end in public humiliation, public firing, indictments, nothing. Literally, if you go back to the first administration, 100% of the relationships within the White House came a serious cropper. And I don't know why people think that it's going to be different for them, but certainly Elon did think that was the case. Now, the interesting thing I think that's going on here is that in the past, if Trump screwed you, you were kind of screwed. But Elon has maybe recourse. I mean, it is now the most powerful man in the world against the richest man in the world. So that can be explosive.
And it certainly is explosive. Just going back to what you were saying about all these relationships end badly, why do you think Elon Musk thought he was different? Do you think he did genuinely see Donald Trump as the kind of father he had never had, somebody he could lean on emotionally?
I don't. I mean, yes, maybe. Who knows? But the interesting thing is that the White House is now filled with a whole new set of people who clearly believe that what happened to the people in the first administration will not happen to them. And I think Elon thought, well, what can happen? I have what can he do to me? I am protected in every possible way. Plus, I'm virtually, or in many ways, supporting this guy. I am protected. Now, that turns out not to be true. And Elon, from certainly what I understand, was effectively pushed out of the White House.
And this is connected to the so-called big, beautiful bill. For British people listening to this who don't know all about it, this is the absolute centrepiece of Donald Trump's domestic economic programme, a vast transfer of wealth from some of the poorest Americans to some of the richest Americans, and also a bill which hugely piles up America's debt.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would not be convinced that is the proximate reason for this breakdown. I mean, Elon became very unpopular within the White House, within the close Trump staff. His press was getting to be terrible. And there's another subtle thing that goes on with Donald Trump. He lets people take charge. And this is a combination of reasons, including the fact that he's not very interested in these things, and you might argue, fundamentally lazy, but he lets people take charge, and they continue to take charge until other people notice that they are in charge. And at that point, they are no longer in charge, because Donald Trump won't let them, because he can't have it be seen that someone else is leading the fight.
Yeah. Now, what we do know from research published in the last 24 hours is that this bill includes measures to remove tax breaks for people buying electric vehicles, which will cause a big, big hit to Tesla. And in fact, Musk is going to lose a lot of money if this bill goes through as it is. And he seems to be campaigning against it. He's singled out all the Republican congressmen who voted in favor of it, and he's promising some kind of revenge. Do you think it is possible that he is able to actually muster enough support on the Hill to stop this bill?
Well, I think that's going to be the interesting thing to see. Will Elon Musk go to war with Donald Trump? And if so, what happens? Who wins? Who has the advantages here? You know, this is we've never seen this kind of head-to-head conflict with Trump. People go head-to-head with Trump, and he smashes them down. So will he do that to Elon Musk, with whom he's still looking forward to getting millions upon millions upon millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yes, indeed. Part of the Trump strategy is to enrich himself and enrich his family in all of this. But if this bill is destroyed with by the feud with Elon Musk, do you think that really removes the center, the sort of motivating power of this Trump administration so early?
Well, no, not necessarily. Donald Trump does not rule by accomplishment. He rules by headlines. He rules by conflict, really. So what happens? It is very possible that a fight with Elon Musk becomes another centerpiece of this administration, of Trump taking the view that Elon is the bad guy and he is defending the country against this bad guy, or even more, that Trump is the victim, a role he very much likes.
And Elon Musk has been seen by other people in the kind of MAGA movement, the more populist, sort of more nativist people in the MAGA movement, as a good example of the tech bro, the incoming tech bros who are, as it were, corrupting Donald Trump. So do you think his fall would mean the victory of people like Steve Bannon and indeed growing power for J.D. Vance?
Yeah, well, I think that's complicated, and I wouldn't group Bannon and J.D. Vance together. J.D. Vance is going to be naturally on the Elon side, and Bannon, of course, is not going to be, because he's, among other things, has been incredibly envious of the role that Bannon has had, that Elon has had in this administration, which is essentially the role that Bannon had in the last administration.
Well, listen, that's been a fascinating conversation. You have...
Yeehaw. Your weapon, sir. Thank you, Stewart. Fire in the hole. I'm alive. Awesome. Way to go. We did it, Stewart.
You take life, the ups and downs. If you're a real man, you never go down, you just stay up. Woo! Woo! Who are you talking to? The Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, you're stealing, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. There is a kid stealing, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, any woman he wants. Son of a gun, the late shot boy.